I went to a marathon thingy, and then I got free drinks and energy stuff.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Oh.
the juice and their gummies, and